All right, if you just give me 6 minutes, I'm going to explain exactly why you should eat what you crave. Here we go. Eating what you crave is like the ultimate sin when it comes to diets, but it is exactly how your body is designed to work. You see, we put too much emphasis on eating in order to control an outcome, control weight, control a look, but the purpose of eating is to nourish the body maximally. You have to go all the way back to understand why this eating what you crave concept can be true. First and foremost, you are nothing more than dust. The body that you have right now is made up of all the food that you've eaten in the past. Now, it's not just the food that you've eaten, but the nutrients within the food that have been repackaged and repurposed to be made into your body from the food that you've eaten. So to really understand where that food comes from, you have to go all the way back from dust. You see, the dirt of the earth contains the nutrients that we need, and it's repackaged and reformatted into the plants that we eat or the animals that ate the plants that we eat. One way or another, we are fundamentally dust, just repackaged and repurposed to be the body that you are today. And if you understand that you're nothing more than the dust you've eaten, that means you can pick basically better dust or better food that comes from the dust to either upgrade or, if you choose to, downgrade your body at any given time. We have nutritional needs that occur on a daily basis. We have structural needs, or parts that we need to make our body out of, and we have functional nutritional needs, which are the nutrients that we need to sustain the function of our body on a daily basis. Now, these needs are constantly in need of replenishment, and so we have to go get those nutrients somewhere from the outside world and put it into our body to make it a part of ourselves to nourish us and fulfill those nutritional needs. Now, we supply these nutritional needs from foods that we get from the outside world to support both structure and function. The problem is we don't actually know what our nutritional needs are. There's some general tables of the nutritional needs that our body has, but if you handed a piece of paper to a nutritionist or a doctor or a health coach and said, please write down every single nutritional need that I need right now, and please be exact in the type, the quantity, and exactly where in the body it's needed, they couldn't do it. There's nobody that can do that. The only thing in your body that knows what you need is your own brain. Everything else is a mystery to everybody making suggestions, and this is why I do not recommend going on a diet plan, because it's based on an assumption of needs without anybody being exact. In fact, you don't even know how many calories you burn. When you count calories, you totally forget that you poop, which means that you're eating a bunch of food, it's going into your system, and you're forgetting that you have part of that food that you ate coming out the other side, and nobody's doing the basic subtraction to figure out how many calories are absorbed in the body and left within the body versus what is expelled. So if you're not doing that basic second grade math, you've never counted calories right, and you might as well throw out your food journal. But the same exact thing is true with nutrients. If you don't know how many nutrients you need starting off, then it's basically impossible to put together a diet plan to tell you what you need to eat when you don't even know where you're starting from. And on top of that, once again, you're not finding how many of those nutrients that you consumed are coming out the other side as waste, which means you might be taking a bunch of supplements and putting together a rigorous diet plan and wasting most of it, having no idea how much actually landed on the inside of your body. You see, the body doesn't work off of assumptions, it works off of exact needs. Your brain is the only thing that knows exactly what you need to eat at any given time. And the brain is constantly collecting information about what your nutritional needs are and the exact quantities that it needs to go acquire in order to maximally nourish you and support both structure and function of your own body. This works off of a demand and supply process. Basically, first your body has a demand for a nutritional need, and then it has to go supply it from the outside world through our digestion. What happens is your brain collects a shopping list of all your nutritional needs at any given moment from every single part of the body. Those needs are basically calculated, and then your brain produces a craving, which means sharpening your senses to go find a food that has that nutrient in it, or the nutrients that are needed. And then you target that food. Basically, you crave the food that you most desperately need. Now, some people have broken systems. I'll talk about that in a second, but that is the way it's designed to work. And so it's our job to go find that food, select that food, and eat that food. And when we eat it, it should taste good, not because it's created to taste good, but because it has the nutrients that we most desperately need. When we swallow that food, then we have to go through the digestive process, and this is really important because it's the difference between just consuming the food and absorbing the food. Most diet plans focus on consumption and do not put any time into explaining whether or not you're absorbing the food, which is why you're not counting the leftovers, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. We don't measure the calories or the nutrients in our poop. Because of that, no plan has been perfect. No plan you have done, unless you have done that, has been accurate to form, because you don't know what you're absorbing. You're just shoving a bunch of food in your mouth and hoping something good comes of it. But once that food is absorbed through the digestive system, then it is placed in the body, and it's placed not randomly, but exactly where it needs to be. Basically, wherever the nutritional need originated, it is your brain's top priority to deliver the nutrient that now is absorbed into your bloodstream to the exact place where that need originated. And if all that happens, you are satisfied. Now, I explained that in detail with the normal nutrition cycle. I just wanted to break down the fact that you need to eat what you crave. You see, every single one of us has wildly varying nutritional needs. And these nutritional needs, because they're ever changing and so different from one another, it means that there's no possible way that you can follow a single diet program and get the nutrients that you need. The purpose of a diet program is not to control your weight or to control your intake. It's to maximally nourish you to lead to maximum health. And if that happens, you'll be fully satisfied. So instead of following a diet plan, you should eat what you crave. Now, I think I made it. I think I made it under 6 minutes, but I did want to tell you about this. I am hosting a free webinar for you, and this free webinar will unpack all these concepts in much greater detail so you can understand the physiology and the anatomy behind everything I'm talking about. By the time you get through this training, you're going to understand that you really should not eat according to a diet plan. You should eat what you crave. It is the most accurate way you could possibly eat, and it will lead to the maximum health. I've had hundreds of people go through this course. I've had hundreds of people go through this training, put it to practice with incredible results. I've had people that have lifted more, their athletic ability has improved, they've lost 10, 20 pounds in just 30 days, and it's not about weight loss. They're just following the rules and their body heals, and as a result of the healing, it's healthier, it's stronger, it's leaner. They are happier. So you are invited to the training. I hope you can attend, and I'll see you inside the webinar.